Greetings from Rocky Mountain National Park. It is an absolutely beautiful day here, and temperatures are probably in the low 70s, and I'm going to bring you along for an unforgettable drive through Rocky Mountain National Park. It is spectacular. The drive up here was just breathtaking. I can only imagine what the drive through the park is going to be. And just as we were pulling in, there were some moose. Meese? I don't know. Anyway, let's go take a drive, all right? And there you have it. There's our first wildlife sighting. If you can see, there's a moose just foraging there off the road. Hopefully you can see that. So let's go on. We'll probably see some more wildlife, I'm sure. We didn't have to drive very far into the park to come across the first stop, and this is the Grand Lake Lodge. This is the view that you would see from the parking lot of the Grand Lake Lodge. You can see looking down onto the town of Grand Lake. And you can see off in the distance there's some, well, perhaps you can see off in the distance there's some snow-covered mountains. So let's go take a look at the Grand Lake Lodge. Just going into Grand Lake Lodge, you can see these two old-timer cars here. I'm not sure if these are Model Ts or what they are, but they say Grand Lake Lodge since 1925. So I have a feeling this is a rather historic place to stay. And just inside I can see the pool there. You see some wood carvings there. But maybe I can find my way inside. It's beautiful. And here you have a totem pole there. Like that. You're looking for a place to stay, I'd imagine this would be a really nice spot. I can only imagine what the room rates would be here. Colorado's favorite front porch. There you have it. Just gorgeous. This is the inside of the lodge here. Really beautiful. Welcome to Grand Lake Lodge. I'd imagine in the winter time they've got a roaring fire going and people come in from a day out on the slopes. Look at the chandeliers made of antlers. There you go. All right, let's find our way on with the road, onto the road, I should say. Just a stone throw from the Grand Lake Lodge is the Visitor Center, Kawaunuchi. I think it's pronounced Kawaunuchi. So we're going to go and take a peek inside. And just as we do, you can see really, really nice stream coming down here.
I'd recommend the whole.
It's always a good thing to stop in and take a look at the visitor center as you come in.
Stop.
Let's see what. I don't know if I've ever been through the Rocky Mountain National Park or not, but here we go. So right here they've got something here that says, what color is your visit? Yellow, number one, if your park visit will be less than a day. 2, gold, if you're spending a whole day in the park. And orange, if you'll spend more than a day. So here you can see a nice topographical map. at Rocky Mountain National Park. And down here you can push if you want to see like Bear Lake or Bench Lake. And then you have Rocky Mountain National Park. You come along, they've got all types of nice displays here. Some of the wildlife that you might see here. Black bear, bighorn sheep. Not sure what that little guy is. There's a pika. There you go. Maybe we'll see some of these in the wild as we go through. If you like fishing, here are some of the fish that you might catch. Looks like a rainbow trout right there. It's quite busy in here, as you can imagine. Early June. You can get yourself a walking stick if you want. Pick up a book. Maybe even a decal for your car or camper. So, all right, let's get on with the tour. You can see there is absolutely no shortage of beautiful scenery as we drive along. This is the main road that'll go through the park here. So just up ahead, I don't know why my camera's a little bit off an angle, but doesn't matter. Anyway, we are going to come up at some point in time on this road. We're going to be on the highest continuously paved road in North America, I believe. And so it's probably going to be about 12,000 feet or something like that. But it is really a beautiful, beautiful day, and I'm hoping that we see some great wildlife as we go along. If not even some snow. Maybe Yanae and I can have a snowball fight. Never Summer Mountains. That is the spot we find ourselves here on the Trail Ridge Road going through Rocky Mountain National Park. And it says you're standing, or I'm standing, at an elevation of 10,120 feet. Across from you are the Never Summer Mountains, the only volcanic range in Rocky Mountain National Park. Below you lies the Kawanichi Valley, the Arapaho Indian word for the Valley of the Coyote. The Kawanichi Valley was shaped by the glaciers and flow of the Colorado River. The most recent glacier in the valley extended as far south as Kawanichi Visitor Center and had receded about 14,000 years ago. So there is your Never Summer Mountains. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. We found our way to one of the many picnic areas here along the drive, and somebody was telling me there's some large elk right down here somewhere. So there's a lake just up ahead. Oh, and there is. I see the elk. It's a really big elk over here.
There's some deer over here, but now they're...
Okay. So we will see somewhere up here. I think just beyond this tree here is a large, I saw some large antlers. And there it is. Look at that. That's a large, well, that's a large deer. Can you see that? Right there. Look at that. Wow. And there's another one right off in the distance. I don't know if I can even zoom in on this, but there you go. How beautiful is that? And there's another one coming right behind. You can see, look at that. Kind of checking us out, checking them out. Wow. Those are some really big animals. Here's an even better view. I just kind of stepped off to the side just a little bit and was able to get this view of these elk grazing. Here are some large animals. There's another view of the animals just grazing. Here are really some beautiful animals. And yet another deer as we just round the corner as we want to go down to the lake. So that's a big animal, and I don't know if they'd charge, but I don't want to get too close or upset him. And here's the trail that will take you down to the lake, and you just come along this path here, and there's your postcard right there. Look at that. So we're going to go down and see if we can't get a nice couple pictures down here by the lake. Just beautiful. Could not have asked for a nicer day to see Rocky Mountain National Park. It really is beautiful. Now, if I'm not mistaken, in addition to having bears here in the park, they also have mountain lions. So I was telling Yanae to watch out for the lion, and she said also the tiger, meaning that I don't think that she thought that I was really serious. But here it is, folks. We're coming across this lake here, and you can see there's actually snow still on the ground. Maybe I'll make a snowball. I don't know if Yanae's ever made a snowball before. Maybe she has. I don't think she has. Being from Venezuela, I don't think Yanae has ever made a snowball. So I will make a snowball maybe and throw it at her. I don't think Yanae's ever had a snowball made and thrown at her. Let's see. So it's going to be cold, I'm sure. Oh yeah. So there's my snowball, okay? And I'm going to throw at Yanae. Oh, if I don't slip and fall myself. So I slipped off the dirt. So let's try this again. Here comes Yanae. And there's Yanae. I'm gonna throw the snowball at Yanae. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna throw the snowball at Yanae. Ready, set, go. Oh, I hit her. Oh, Yanae's first snowball. Wow. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's she doing? Oh no. Careful. Careful. Careful, careful. Oh no, you okay? Okay, we stop. And we found our way down to the lake. Look how beautiful this is. Or as Yanae would say, spectacular, I think is the word in Spanish. Continental Divide, Milner Pass elevation, 10,759 feet. The Great Divide separates drainage to the Atlantic from drainage to the Pacific. It traverses America from Alaska almost to Cape Horn. So to the left is the Atlantic Ocean drainage. To the right is the Pacific Ocean drainage. So the scientists who were coming down the highway said that there was a scenic spot to take some pictures. So we'll go along and see what we will see. You just could not have asked for a nicer day. It is so beautiful. We were actually going to come a little bit earlier in the week, but the forecast was calling for rain and overcast, and that wouldn't wouldn't have been as nice. And here is a lake just to the other side, and there's a sign here that says Beaver Trade. The beaver trade brought a new figure to the American West, the mountain man. Brigades of these rugged, industrious trappers worked rivers and streams in search of beavers. Between 1820 to 1840, millions of animals were trapped and killed. Their fur used for top hats, their oils for perfumes. Just up the road we came to what's called Medicine Bow Curve here, and the view is fantastic. And then you can see down on the hill you have some deer. They're just kind of enjoying a nice summer afternoon. Rather windy up here. You got a nice view around. We're probably at about 10,500 feet, if not even a little bit higher than that. There's a trail that goes out. Medicine Bow Mountains, 20 miles. Wyoming, 35 miles. So Medicine Bow Mountains are just off in the distance by 25 miles. Just a bit further up would be Montana. It's beautiful. See those deer up there, just kind of chilling out on a nice summer afternoon. Unfortunately, the zoom on this camera is broken. Let's continue on with the drive. I'm not quite sure where it starts, but we just passed a visitor center, and I was told that just past that visitor center is the longest continuous road, or the highest. It's the highest continuous paved road in North America. So somewhere along here, we're still climbing, so I can't imagine I'm at that point yet, but somewhere up ahead is going to be the longest continuous paved path or road in, I think they said North America. North America, if not all the Americas. You can Google it. But it really is spectacular. And this would be Gore Range. And as I read here, it says, early explorers, the Gore Range on the horizon was named for Sir St. George Gore, an Irish aristocrat who was led there on a hunting expedition in 1884 by mountain man Jim Bridger. Look at that. Wow. Just beautiful. If only to make it official, I would have to say that this is probably the spot where we're the highest. I can see that we're going to start going down. So this is it, folks. This would be the highest continuously paved stretch of road in North America. And you're seeing it here on Tom TV. We found our place to a spot called Trail Ridge Road at Rock Cut. Drill, blast, then pick up the rubble. Drill, blast, then pick up the rubble. Workers repeated this process off and on for over 3 summers to carve through these giant or gneiss and schist layers and create rock cut. So there you can see it. So there's a path that'll take us up. Not quite sure what we'll see up there, but let's go take a look. Actually put on my jacket. Getting a bit chilly. The alpine tundra is a land of contrast and incredible intensity, where the sky is the size of forever and the flowers the size of a millisecond. So I just walked up the path a bit of ways, and you know, I gotta tell you, I'm a bit out of breath. Probably a bit out of, well, probably a lot out of shape. But that was by Ann Swinger, Land Above the Trees. So it says, you're entering a special world. Life here is strained by scouring winds and bitter cold, and only the hardiest survive. There's the tundra. And this would be Forest Canyon Overlook. So as you drive along the trail here, they've got different pullouts. And you see somebody trying to do a headstand for a nice picture here. So, Forest Canyon Overlook, Tundra Protection Zone. The short trail crosses the tundra, a Russian word for land of no trees. Here above tree line, winds often exceed 100 miles per hour, and temperatures remain below freezing for at least 5 months each year. So there you have it, tundra, land with no trees. Wow. Spectacular.
We have more space up there.
Find our way to the end of the trail. I found my way up to the end of the trail. It's pretty cool and windy up here. Forest Canyon, and there it would be. Look at that. Wow, spectacular. I'm noticing as you drive along the road here, they have these sticks that are sticking out on either side. And I can only imagine those are for snow plows. I would imagine when the snow is covered over the road, that I would think that people driving this road, maybe not only for snow plows, maybe for anybody driving this road in the snow, those sticks probably stick out to show you where the edge of the road is. We're beginning to head down over the trail, and thought I'd stop and show you this view right here. And just off to my left, there's a rock formation that is attracting the attention of the young ones who want to climb up, maybe get a little bit of a higher view of the beautiful scenery here in Rocky Mountain National Park. We are on our way to Bear Lake, or at least I hope that we are. I say that as because the park ranger had told me that usually around this time of day the parking lot at Bear Lake is full, but she also told me that Bear Lake is the most popular spot here in Rocky Mountain National Park. So I'm gonna just keep driving, and hopefully there'll be a parking space somewhere up at Bear Lake. So we've found our way down to a lower elevation. As we drive along, you can, well, maybe you can't, but I can see all types of wildflowers along the road here. It makes it really, really pretty. And we found our way to Bear Lake. This is the ranger station. It's saying elevation 9,475 feet. And these are all the people waiting for the shuttle over here. So we, you know, is the glass half full or the glass half empty? I like to think it's half full. So in doing so, I thought that I'd find a spot, and no sooner had we pulled in than we did find a spot. Interesting little display they've got right here. It says antlers or horns. And they've got a display here of, well, they've got moose, and, you know, there's moose, and there's a Looks like a big sheep right there. I think it would be a sheep horn, and antlers would have elk. So let's go on up over the bridge. And Bear Lake is supposed to be one of the most popular places here. So we're going to go and maybe get some nice pictures and even walk around the lake. All right, just up ahead, we've got Bear Lake. And it is beautiful. Definitely easy to see why this is one of the more popular spots to stop along the way here. Look at that. Ice measuring 500 feet thick moved across Bear Lake Basin between 15,000 and 30,000 years ago, originating in the uppermost valley heads. Glacial ice ended its high basins called cirques and quarried the sheer granite cliffs of Hallard Peak. Rock debris from these glaciers formed the ground moraines or ridges that surround Bear Lake. And there you have it, folks. Beautiful Bear Lake. I see some folks over there wanting to take a swim. All right, tourists are not the only ones taking in the view here at Bear Lake. Here you've got a little chipmunk who's kind of, well, I scared him off, but here you have a little chipmunk that's enjoying the view here as well. We are feeling ambitious, and we're gonna walk, we're gonna try to walk 1.8 miles. And there's three lakes up there. So we'll see if we can make it. Looking like a little bit of rain, but nonetheless, it's still probably within our possibility to make it up there. Albeit out of breath, we made it to the first lake here, and you're gonna have to forgive me. I'm not sure which of the lakes is this. I think it might be Nymph. This might be Nymph Lake. A little bit of a climb coming up. Here you see some folks sitting enjoying the view. So here is Nymph Lake, Rocky Mountain National Park. Will you look at that? Boy, Rocky Mountain High, for sure. I think I would be remiss if I didn't just kind of take you for a walk through the forest here in Rocky Mountain National Park. Right along this trail here goes right off of Nymph Lake. And not too worried about seeing a bear. In the Canadian Rockies, you got to really be cautious about grizzly bears. But here in Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado, you might see a black bear, but they're going to be more afraid of you than you are of them. So they'll usually turn and run. Now we're going to find our way to the next lake, but thought I'd just walk you along here just a little bit more. Just beautiful. You know, you see scenes like this in postcards and in videos, and to actually be here really is something special. We are on the path now up to the next lake, and I hear it's real beautiful, but somebody said that it's steep. So you're always asking people that are on their way down, how far is it? Is it beautiful? You know, all that type of stuff. And we're just taking it nice and slow, and we'll find our way up. 3 lakes up here. Well, there's more than 3, but 3 that are on our radar at least. So certainly tells you how good of or bad of shape you're in. That's without question. When we get up here, it's a good resting spot. Right up here.
Heels down and shoes and everything.
Folks resting. Where are you folks from?
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. You enjoying the park?
That's kind of tough.
Are you?
He's kind of like a traveling spirit.
Now, if this is not a great photo op, look at this. Just, there you go. There's Nymph Lake. Right down there. All right, so we'll take a picture and on with the track upward. Should give you some ideas to what the forest floor is like here. See, no shortage of wildflowers blooming. All right, as the sign would say, Dream Lake to the right, 0.1 mile, and Emerald Lake to the right, 0.7 mile. And they have a catch and release fishing only here. So we're going to bring you along, and I don't know, I see storm clouds are brewing, and I don't want to get caught up here in the storm. But nonetheless, we'll take you along. Probably should give a shout out to the one and only Oz down in Melbourne. What do you think of Rocky Mountain National Park, Oz? Pretty nice, isn't it? So just up ahead, and then I think we'll probably start to head back down. You can see up over yonder, as they might say out west, are some storm clouds. So we'll go along and see this next lake. Somebody told me it was quite beautiful. Can't imagine it being any more beautiful than the last lake we stopped at. But who knows? I can only imagine the explorers that came out into this area 150 years ago or so. All right, Dream Lake to the left, Emerald Lake to the right. So there's Emerald Lake, that direction, and here is Dream Lake. Let's go take a look. Here you have it. This would be Dream Lake.
Friend who just studied abroad in Nepal and then spent the following summer hiking around it and said the food at this restaurant was absolutely beautiful.
Quite beautiful.
It's the first place I expected.
There you have it, folks. Dream Lake, Rocky Mountain National Park. Definitely worth the hike up. No shortage of photo ops here. Look at this tree. And then this tree just off to the distance here. All right, folks. There you have it. Now I think we're going to start heading back down to Estes Park. All right, this will complete your tour of Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado. And it started out a really bright sunny day, and as the evening is coming on, it's getting some rain, and we're getting a mixture of both sun and clouds. So if you're wondering what's up with the camera, this is I'm using a gimbal, and as we take these turns, the gimbal is turning the camera one way or the other. But hope you enjoyed the day as much as we did.